Today, di daw po siya mag-start kapag tayo ay hindi 1,000.
Okay, nako, ang galing pa naman ng ating sharer for today. Okay, ito po ay import pa natin from the land down under, di ba? Okay, so i-introduce ko na po. Let me know if you're ready. Can you put some thumbs up? Okay, or just chat. And I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to be inspired. Okay, so introduce ko na po ang ating sharer. So she is a graduate ng Bachelor in Education here in the Philippines. She was able to finish a master's degree in accounting in Australia, and she worked there as an accountant. She worked as an accountant in Australia and New Zealand, and currently a senior analyst in Australia. She's a mom of and she just joined IMG last April 2021. So without any further ado, let's give a warm welcome to SMD Rogelie Morris. Okay, ayan. Can you be in red? Okay. Go ahead, Miss Rogelie.
Thank you, Miss Monique. Thank you, Miss Anne. And hello, everyone. And sorry po, kinakabahan lang ako.
Yeah, we can see you. Miss Rogelie, can you open your video?
You can see me?
Yan, okay na po.
Sige. Okay lang naman po yung sound ko.
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you po. So hello everyone again, and thank you, Miss Monique, sa magandang introduction. Sana I can do justice. Magandang introduction na yan, and thank you, Miss Anne. So, mag-share lang po ako ng screen. Okay. Okay na po ba yung, kita na po ba yung screen ko?
Okay. Yes, Miss Rogelie.
Okay. So, again, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening kung nasaan man tayo kung nasaang sulok man tayo sa mundo ngayon. Sorry, kinakabahan lang po. And yeah, so my name is Rogelie Morris. I'm a CA or Chartered Accountant, and I'm also an EFP affiliate associate financial planner. So those are my professional achievements, career achievements. Pero what I really consider, apart from that, what I really consider as big achievements sa akin is being a mom of my two little girls, my two adorable girls. So I have two girls, si Rachel, 6.5 years old, and si Edna na turning 3 next month. So I'm a senior analyst dito sa Australia. I work at Deloitte Australia. It's one of the big 4 firms here, and it's a global company. But prior to that, I had to shift my career because I thought initially, before coming to Australia, I was a teacher in the Philippines. I graduated Bachelor in Elementary Education in 2005. Tapos I passed the teacher's licensure exam then the same year. But when I got here, I thought I'll shift my career and I wanted to become an accountant. So I started from scratch. I studied accounting, and I finished my diploma in 2011. And then I got a job. So I thought I'll pursue my career and continue learning. So I continued, studied my Master of Professional Accounting, and I finished that in 2015. And then I had to get my professional qualification na Chartered Accountant. Kung sa Philippines, similar siya sa CPA. And I completed that in 2019. And this year, I joined IMG April. And then I got promoted to Marketing Director in May, a month after. And then I got promoted to Senior Marketing Director in June. And ako po yung naatasang maging PT Sharer today. And to be honest, when Tita Feli asked me to be the PT Sharer, I was both honored because, of course, it's such an honor to be able to speak here kasi ang dami nating magagaling dito sa TRM at gusto ko din makapag-inspire. Pero sobrang anxious ko din kasi I've only been with IMG for 4 months, so I don't have that much of an IMG experience to share yet. Pero Tita Feli told me, nabanggit ni Miss Monique kanina na we all have our own stories to tell. So kahit yun, konti lang yung experience ko pa, pero sana I'll claim it na makakapag-inspire ako kahit konti lang. So yun, ang title nga pala ng sharing ko is Bakit Ngayon Ka Lang? Medyo corny siya pakinggan, pero that's how I feel about IMG. So yan, Bakit Ngayon Ka Lang? So let me start my sharing with my favorite life motto. If there's a will, there's a way. This has been my life motto for as long as I can remember. I'm the type of person kasi na if I want to do something, if I want to achieve something, I don't easily give up. Even if maraming obstacles, maraming judgments, maraming rejections, I don't give up. Like even if people tell me that something is impossible to do, or like it's like I can't do it, or something is unachievable, I don't just sit there and accept other people's judgments on my capability, because I know myself better. And of course, I'll find a way to better myself, because again, if there's a will, there's a way. Just like what you can see in this photo here. There are two animals. Yung isa echidna, which is a spiky one, and the other one is a cute little bunny. So by the looks of it, yung bunny is contemplating kung paano siya makalapit kay echidna, which is of course close to impossible. Kung yung bunny is not gonna think outside of the box, kung yung normal ways lang yung isipin niya. But I think it's also fair to say na yung bunny is very determined. So ayan, it found a way. It dug a burrow under the ground, and it managed to reach the echidna without hurting itself. So ayun, as long as you know your end goal, as long as you know what you want to achieve, you will always find a few different ways to go about reaching your end goal. And di ba nga, palaging sinasabi ng mga big builders natin na begin with an end in mind, because if you have that, you will always find a way. So anyway, let me give you a little bit of background about myself sa mga hindi pa nakakilala po sa akin, para I think from there you will see why ito yung favorite life motto ko. So let me bring you to a short trip down my memory lane. Sorry. So growing up, my life wasn't always rainbows and butterflies. My life now is okay because I'm here in Australia, but before growing up, it wasn't always easy. I had my fair share of struggles as well, and hardships. Well, mostly actually were financial hardships, because our family was always a single income household. My mama now is a public school teacher, pero before she got the permanent teaching position, si Papa ko yung main income earner namin, kasi si Mama didn't get her permanent teaching position until I was first year high school. So before that, yung Papa ko, who was just a security guard, siya yung main income earner namin. He was working as a security guard sa BIR office sa Cebu City. Tapos during the day, tapos during the night din nagpa-part-time work siya as a security guard din sa isang water refilling station sa city na kung saan doon yun nagre-refill yung mga trucks na nagdi-deliver ng mga tubig sa barko or sa mga ibang establishments na kailangan ng tubig na i-deliver. And even if hindi naman masyadong kalakihan yung sweldo ni Papa that time, kasi security guard nga lang, napapagkasya naman din namin kasi we grew up sa province. I grew up sa Argao, which is southern part of Cebu. So kaway-kaway sa mga taga Cebu. So yun, we grew up sa province, taga Bukid kami, so yung expenses maliit lang talaga, so napapagkasya. And kaya yun, even if hindi kami mayaman, I'll always have a fond memory of my Papa growing up na every time na umuwi siya, kasi nagsistay siya sa city to work, every time na umuwi siya during payday, every 15th and 30th of the month, ang dami niyang dala-dalang mga pasalubong boxes or bags of groceries. And even if hindi kami mayaman dati, until now, nai-instill na talaga sa amin yung pagka-generous. Kasi yung Papa ko, every time umuwi siya, kasama palagi sa mga pasalubong niya yung mga kapitbahay namin. Palagi niyang dinabdamihan yung dala niyang isda, yung dala niyang bread para i-share sa mga kapitbahay namin. Tapos, so ayan, yung kami din na nakikita namin na kahit maliit lang yung income namin ni Papa, hindi naman kami mayaman, na-instill pa din sa amin yung pagka-generous. So kasi napapagkasya namin yung income, tapos nakuha pa din namin i-share kahit sapat lang. So ayan, I think one of the reasons din yun kung bakit until now I can say na I have a generous heart, kasi we grew up na kahit yun nga sapat lang, yung na-receive namin na blessings, nasi-share pa din namin. And so we take time to help our neighbors, we share to our neighbors. So yun, at yung mama ko din, during that time na yung papa ko ang income earner, madiskarte din talaga siya. Kahit hindi pa siya nagtiteach, kasi hindi pa siya nakapasa ng teacher's board exam, rumaraket din siya. Nagtiteach siya sa barangay namin as a kindergarten teacher. And I remember yung bayad ng mga students that time was just 50 pesos per student. Yung iba pa inuutang kasi mga kapitbahay lang, di ba? Tapos maliit lang din yung barangay namin. So konti lang yung students, pero okay lang din naman. At least may income, may extra income din. And so yon. Tapos a little bit about my childhood life. So up until high school years ko, okay naman kami kasi like I said earlier, we were not rich pero nakapag-provide naman din si Papa sa amin. And then, pero kasi nga nabanggit ko kanina na madiskarte yung mama ko. So ako din, parang idol ko yung mama ko sa pagka-madiskarte. So ako, I don't sit around. I always find things na mapapagkakitaan. So one of the great learnings or trainings that I'll always be thankful for sa mama and papa ko was how they raised me into a hardworking, generous, and responsible, independent woman. Kasi from a very young age, na-instill na talaga yung mga values na yun sa akin. And since nabanggit ko din kanina na taga-probinsya ako, naranasan ko ang mga ganito, yung mga hard labor. Kasi sa bukid namin dati, up until very recently, wala kaming running water. So I think it was just like a couple of years ago na nagka-running water na sa bahay namin. So from the time that I could lift a 4-liter galon ng tubig, yan na yung chore ko every morning and afternoon. Nag-iigib ng tubig before and after school. Tapos naranasan ko din ang mga ganito. So parang that time I was still in elementary. So underage, di ba, minor. So kung maiisip mo ngayon, parang child labor siya, pero okay lang naman. So naranasan ko maging farm help, naranasan kong mag-harvest ng mais, anong tawag nito, sa Cebuano, ng muso o panang, we harvested mais. Tapos that time yung sahod pag nag-harvest ka ng mais is hindi cash. Yung sahod dati was yung partition ng mais. So pagkatapos ng pag-harvest namin, may dala-dala akong baskets ng mais na ginagamit namin para additional consumption, additional bigas for consumption. Tapos naranasan ko din tumulong na magtanim ng mais, tapos anong tawag nito, manghagos og tukog, or like, I don't know how to call it in Tagalog, pero in essence, we get the coconut midrips off the leaves. Tapos, pag nakarami na kami, we made it into bundles. Tapos, yun yung binibenta namin tuwing linggo sa palengke. Tapos, ginagamit siya as raw materials for hand-woven baskets or yung broomstick. Tapos, ito din, naranasan ko din lito og dalag. I don't know how to call it in Tagalog, pero sa English is rolled duhat leaves. So yun yung ginagamit for smoking sa ibang, kasi kadalasan mga matatanda, ginagamit nila for smoking kasi mas mura. So nilalagyan siya ng tabako sa gitna. So yun, ganito, what I did before going to school, may dala-dala na akong empty na sako or malaking plastic para after school, diretso na ako sa may mga duhat trees para mamulot ng mga dahon para dalhin ko sa amin para gawin siyang rolled duhat leaves. So ganyan. Tapos pag nakarami na, yun na yung ibebenta namin. So ayan, another extra income then, which I take credit from my mama kasi nakita ko siya na madiskarte talaga siya. So ayan, extra income. And then so at a very young age, madiskarte na kami, pero kung iisipin ko, hindi ko naman talaga siya kailangan gawin that time kasi nga nakakapag-provide yung papa ko. Pero yun nga, I don't sit around. I'll always find things to do, especially yung mga extra pagkakakitaan. Which if I look back now, kung natutunan lang sana kami ni mama that time about proper money mindsets, kung yung paunti-unting extra income namin that time, kung naipon lang sana the right way at na-invest ng kung sakali man lang na pag-invest namin sa educational plans or mutual funds, kasi alam ko na yung mutual funds ngayon, hindi sana nakapag-save kami at hindi kami nagkautang-utang nung nag-college na ako. Kaso ito, madiskarte kami pero hindi alam paano ipunin ang extra income, which was sad. So ito yung nung college ko, this was the start of my college days, and dito na naghirap talaga yung family ko kasi kasi that time, even if my college naman sa province namin sa Argao, nag-i-insist pa din talaga ako na gusto kong mag-college sa city. Go to daddy please, sorry. Gusto kong mag-college sa city and where's daddy? Sorry. Johnny. Sorry guys. Come here. Ayan na, ito na. Nakita na po yung pagka-multitasking ko. Ano? Asa na ba yan? Sorry. Where is it? Sorry. Okay, come here. Come here. Okay, pasensya na po. Okay, come here. Pasensya na nga.
Multitasking talaga. Ibang klase talaga si Rogelie. No? It's okay, Rogelie. No problem.
Sorry po. Inhale-exhale. So yun, going back. So yun, kakat ko na lang po siya. So long story short, yung college days ko, dito nagsimula yung financial struggles ng family namin kasi dito na what do you call this? Dito na nagsimula ako na nagka-mentality na gusto kong magpasikat, gusto kong magpabida sa mga classmates, tapos marami na akong mga nasamahan na mga anong tawag nito? Marami na akong mga financial decisions, maling financial decisions. Hindi talaga maling financial decisions. Marami na akong mga decisions na wrong decisions na nagawa kasi this time gusto ko nang maging yun nga pabida, marami ng mga decisions, wrong decisions na nagawa. Pero kasi like I said earlier, yung family namin is a single income earner. So nung nag-college ako, kasi doon na nagsimula yung mga wrong decisions ko na marami nang hinihingi na mga tuition fees, additional na mga allowance, additional na mga what do you call this? Additional na mga projects. Kasi itong picture na ito na kami sa mga friends ko, this was actually during one of the last few weeks ng 4th year college ko. Papunta kami nito ng Bohol kasi fiesta doon sa place ng friend ko. Tapos I was broken-hearted that time and I was thinking na hindi ako makakapag-focus sa exam ko pag hindi ako nakapag-unwind. So yun, sumama ako sa friends ko sa Bohol, and dahil nga fiesta, maraming kainan, maraming inuman, so nalasing ako. Tapos na-hospital kasi nasugatan yung ulo ko kasi I had a souvenir dito sa lakwatsyang to namin. Nasugatan yung ulo ko. I had 5 stitches sa ulo. Tapos dahil nga hindi alam ng parents ko na pumunta ako ng Bohol, hindi ako nagpaalam. Kasi pag nagpaalam ako, hindi naman ako papayagan. So yun, hindi ako nagpaalam. So nung tinawagan na yung mama ko na yun nga na ospital, kailangan nila akong sunduin sa Cebu kasi ipapa-remove yung sutures, napaiyak na lang yung mama ko. Kasi yun nga hindi nila alam. Tapos dahil din sa single income earner kami, tapos walang masyadong ipon, walang emergency fund, yung mama ko, kailangan niyang ibenta yung kambing namin na nakalaan sana para sa other things. Dahil sa pilyo ako, naibenta yung kambing namin, tapos para lang pambayad doon sa hospital. Which, I'm not really proud thinking of it, pero yun nga, part of growing up, and if I think about it, parang nakakahiya. Pero what can I do? I did it. Bata pa eh. So yun. And so yun, doon talaga nung nag-college ako, doon na yung nagsimulang nagkautang-utang kami. And dahil nga sa teacher yung mama ko, napakadaling mag-loan, mag-apply ng loan. So dahil sa ang dami ko nang kailangang bilhin, ang dami ko nang kailangang bayaran, yung mama ko nagpa-enroll siya sa iba't ibang loan. May GSIS loan, may Manila Bankers loan, may lending pa sa lungsod namin. So nakapagtapos naman talaga ako ng college, pero dahil sa utang. So yun yung what I'm trying to highlight sa slide na ito, na kung hindi dahil sana sa mentality ko, hindi sana nabaon sa utang yung family ko, which is sad if I look back now. So I did give my parents lots of heartaches and headaches during my college life. Kung ano lang sana, kung maganda lang sana yung environment ko din, baka naiwasan yung mga ganon. So tapos ito din yung picture ko with my family, my siblings, and my parents. So I'm the eldest of 4. Ito yung kasunod ko, si Ruel, tapos si JR ang pangatlo, and si Raisa yung pang-apat. So ito of course yung parents ko. Itong si mama at saka si papa, napakagaling nilang mag-family planning kasi there's at least 4 years in between. So parang pinaplano nila na makapagtapos ng college yung isa bago mag-umpisa ng college yung kasunod, which worked. Kasi like I said earlier, I finished my bachelor's degree, yun yung first degree ko. I finished my bachelor's degree in 2005, bachelor's degree in education. Tapos I taught for a very short while as a private school teacher sa Cebu. And I was so excited to work on my profession that even before I got my graduation, even before our graduation ceremony, I got hired not to teach. So yun nga lang, I didn't last being a teacher, partly because ang sobrang baba ng sweldo sa private school. And because responsibility ko na yung kapatid ko na paaralin, kasi nga ako yung dahilan na nabaon kami sa utang, parang gusto kong bumawi. So gusto kong paaralin. I wanted to take on the responsibility para makabawi ako sa parents ko. And so I was thinking, if I keep working as a private school teacher, kahit mag-extra income pa ako ng pagka-tutor, hindi pa din kasya. So yun, I left being a teacher and I decided to work as an English teacher and assistant academic coordinator sa isang ESL school, which paid me better. So I stayed there for 2 years until napatapos ko ng college yung kapatid ko. And then I also worked as a call center agent sa Cebu kasi sabi nila the grass is greener on the other side. So sinubukan ko, and true enough, mas malaki yung sweldo sa call center because this was back in 2007. So first time na nag-boom yung call center sa Cebu that time. So malaki yung sweldo. Kaso nga lang, dahil I didn't know anything about proper money management, wala pa din masyadong naipon. Although like I said, napatapos ko ng pag-aaral yung kapatid ko. Kasi 'di ba yun naman yung gusto mong gawin pag alam mo na pinahirapan mo yung family mo, so gusto mong bumawi. So nakabawi ako sa parents ko. So ito, nakapagtapos ng college yung kapatid ko, which I felt very proud kasi parang na-redeem ko na yung self ko this time. So nakapagtapos siya ng HRM, and then after that nakapag-work siya sa Marriott. So proud ako bilang sister na kahit just a few years back, ang dami kong mga kabulastugang ang dami kong maling decisions na nagawa, nakuha ko pa din itama yung mga mali ko. So nabawi ko yung na-redeem ko yung sarili ko. Nakabawi ako. So yun yung Tapos so yan, naka-work siya sa Marriott at saka nag-work din siya sa Jordan as a bartender sa isang hotel and resort sa Jordan, which ginamit ko as an excuse para makapamasyal ako sa Middle East. So ito na yung pinuntahan ko si Roel sa resort niya sa resort na pinagtatrabahuan niya sa Jordan. Ito yung Kempinski Hotel and Resort sa Aqaba. It's part of the luxury hotel group sa Europe, Middle East, and Asia. So when I went to Jordan, namasyal kami sa Petra, Wadi Rum, at sa ibang tourist spots. And then, since malapit lang yung Israel din sa Jordan, dinala ko din yung kapatid ko, pinasyal ko siya kasi he went to Jordan to work. So of course, hindi siya nakapagpamasyal. So dinala ko siya sa Israel, namasyal kami kasi I've always wanted to visit Jerusalem. I've always wanted to see Bethlehem. So napuntahan namin ang Israel, napuntahan namin sa Jerusalem, sa Bethlehem, sa Palestine. Tapos ito yung picture namin sa Mount of Olives sa Gethsemane. Tapos I was so curious about itong picture namin was at the Dead Sea sa Israel. Kasi I was so curious, I read sa travel brochure na hindi ka daw lulubog sa Dead Sea kasi nga yung salt density is 10 times more compared sa normal seawater. So hindi ako marunong lumangoy. So sabi ko, sige nga, matry nga kung hindi nga ba ako malulubog. So true enough, hindi ako lumubog sa Dead Sea. Ayan ako floating, tapos sa Roel. And also one interesting thing din na I experienced this kasi sa lahat ng mga beaches na napuntahan ko, ang sa Dead Sea lang ang napuntahan ko na instead of sand lang or yung gravel lang yung mapupulot mo sa shoreline, may mapupulot ka mga asin kasi nga nagki-crystallize yung salt along the shoreline because of the salt density, which is 10 times more compared to the other salt water, which was a great memory. I wouldn't have known if hindi ako nakapunta. So ayan, natutuwa ako. So ayan, pinulot ko yung asin. Yan. So ito yung pangatlo namin si JR. Of course, yung family planning nila mama, gumana. So this time, nakatapos si JR ng Marine Engineering, si Roel na yung nagpaaral sa kanya. And ito yung time na yung barko na pinagtatrabahuan niya pumunta dito sa Australia. So we picked him up sa port kung saan naka-dock sila. Tapos we brought him out for a meal para makapag-banding saglit. Tapos yung bunso namin, si Raisa, nakapagtapos din siya ng industrial engineering, na si JR yung nagpaaral. So yun, passed on responsibility. So industrial engineer by profession siya, pero at the moment, pinakiusapan namin siya na maging, siya muna yung mag-manage ng ambience. Itong ambience is our bar and restaurant business sa Cebu. So we opened this December 2019, just before pandemic. So hindi magandang time na mag-open ng bar and restaurant few months before pandemic. Pero so far, na-manage naman siya. We're still alive. We're still floating. So hopefully we can continue. So yan. So ito, yung family planning, like I said, yung family planning nila mama, gumana. So doon sa mga nakikinig ngayon na nagpaplano pang magkaanak, make sure you have 4 years in between para may katulong kayong magpaaral. Yun. And of course, ito yung parents ko. Sina mama at saka ni papa kasi nga taga-bukid kami, di ba? So hindi kami lumaki sa luho. at hindi sila nakasakay ng eroplano until this time. So this was the first time na nakasakay sila ng eroplano. I brought, this was my birthday gift for Papa when he turned 55. So I brought them to Boracay. And ang daming masasayang memories kasi nga ignorante moments kasi first time nakasakay na. Ano tong button na to, dahil paano to, dahil mga ganon. So masaya. Tapos ito din yung first time nila na makasakay ng malaking eroplano kasi overseas na. Ito yung first time na nakapag-overseas holiday sila dito sa Australia. They visited me when I gave birth to Rachel back in 2014. Tapos ito naman yung second time nila na mag-visit dito in 2018 nung nanganak naman ako kay Edna. So yan, I feel happy now na kahit kahit marami akong pagkakamaling nagawa nung college years ko, I feel na redeem ko yung sarili ko at I think natuwa naman sila yung mga parents ko ngayon sa na-achieve ko ngayon. So kasi I'm sure at that time na nag-college ako, parang I'm sure kung may choice lang sila na pukpukin ako, pinukpok na nila ako, pero they didn't give up on me kasi nga anak mo, ano magagawa mo? Anak mo tiisin mo na lang. So I think yun yung what I'm trying to say is yun nga marami akong mga wrong decisions na nagawa in my early adulthood life. Pero hindi ako sinukuan ng parents ko. So now I'm trying my best, doing my best to pay them back because they could have given up on me, but they didn't. So yun. And fast forward to today, ito yung small family ko dito sa Australia. Ito ako, ito si John, asawa ko, he's Irish. Tapos, ito yung dalawang anak namin, si Rachel and si Edna. Hindi nga lang updated tong picture kasi I purposefully selected these photos kasi these were taken during my career milestones. Itong picture sa left was taken during my graduation ceremony ng Masters of Professional Accounting ko back in 2016. So here you can see na I was already doing multitasking. I was already doing a few roles at the same time kasi when I started my master's, I was working full-time. Pero along the way, I had miscarriage, so nakunan ako. And then, gusto ko na magkaanak, so nabuntis ulit. And thankfully, naging successful siya and si Rachel yung lumabas. And then, ito naman was taken during my certificate awarding ceremony ng Chartered Accountant degree ko dito sa Chartered Accountant program dito sa Australia. Isa siyang professional qualifications. Kung sa Philippines, it's similar to CPA. Pero the big difference lang is dito sa Australia, to be a CA, kailangan mo mag-study ng 5 modules or 5 subjects for 12 weeks each and one at a time. Kasi to get the CA, you need to have a relevant work experience din na 3 years. So kailangan isa-isa. So ito yung the time na I was reviewing for my last module, my 5th module, and I was heavily pregnant. I was actually just taking my maternity leave, pero dahil nga I was still doing my last module sa CA ko, I was spending my maternity leave studying for my CA exam. So yan, heavily pregnant. Pero naipasa ko naman siya. I took my last exam sa CA 4 weeks after giving birth kay Edna. Yung mga office mates ko, when they knew that I was taking the exam, they were like, "Why are you doing that to yourself?" But why not? What would I wait for until dalawa na yung anak ko? Edi mas lalong mahirap, 'di ba? At least I took my last subject while buntis pa ako, isa pa lang yung binabantayan ko, tapos I took the exam na 4 weeks, hindi pa tumatakbo si Edna. Kung pinagpaliban ko, magwa 1 year si Edna, tumatakbo like kagaya kanina, mas mahirap, di ba? So yon. And ito naman yung picture na taken during the soft opening ng Ambience Bar and Restaurant namin sa Cebu. Like I said earlier, we opened Ambience December 2019, which was a wrong timing to open a bar and restaurant kasi ilang months lang nag-lockdown na. So, pero what can we do? wala namang nakakapag-foretell na yun yung mangyayari. So and yan, because we opened the bar and restaurant in Cebu, that's another responsibility na din na kailangan kong i-add sa mga multitasking roles ko. So in a nutshell, ito ako. Multitasking mom, juggling so many roles, responsibilities, commitments, all at the same time. Trying not to juggle or trying not to drop anything. Thankfully, so far, wala pa namang na-drop. I'm still surviving. Pero hopefully, I can continue doing all these roles that I am doing. So, ayan. That's for my personal background. Sorry, kanina. Tapos, so, sa IMG journey ko naman, before IMG, I was a spender in capital letter. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a good paying job in Cebu. Like before moving here, I had roughly 5 years working in the corporate world, but I had no savings kasi I grew up using the poverty formula. So wala talagang natitira sa sweldo ko kahit malaki yung sweldo. Although napatapos ko yung kapatid ko. So when I moved here sa Australia, dito na nag-level up yung pagka-spender ko kasi dollar na yung income, di ba? And I have a good job. So I thought I can buy anything I like, which I did with the help of my credit cards. And I thought then, I was confident kasi na I can pay off my credit card kasi I have a good job. So yun, until such time na I've accumulated these stuff na I thought initially were assets. Kasi yun yung sabi nila, yung mga excuse ng mga babae ba na bili ka ng ganitong bag kasi investment naman siya. Pero if you really think about it, pera na lang kung sobra-sobra na talaga yung pera mo. Pero kung enough lang, wag na muna, di ba? So ito, kasi nga hindi ako financially literate dati, so I've accumulated these bags na I thought assets pero hindi pala. So I thought at first, isang LV lang yung bibilhin ko, pero nadagdagan ng isa, gusto ko naman ng Chanel, gusto ko naman ng isa pa, at ayun, so nakapag-accumulate ako ng ganito na now, dahil lockdown, nasa cabinet ko lang siya. So nakakainis isipin na yung pera ko nasa cabinet ko. And ito din, credit cards, kasi hindi naman, kasi yung parang may mentality din na pag may credit cards ka, social, di ba? Tapos pag malaki yung credit limit mo, maganda kasi may capability ka magbayad ng malaking credit limit. Again, financial illiteracy. Kasi kung wrong decisions talaga yung mga nagawa ko dati. Kasi kung natutunan ko na lang sana na yung perang ginastos ko sa bags na ito at saka yung perang binayad ko sa mga interest ng mga credit cards ko, akin lahat yung credit cards na yan. Hindi ko yan ginugol na picture. So, ang dami ko talagang credit cards. So, kung yung perang binayad ko nito, sinave ko na lang sana or nilagay ko sa investment like mutual funds, nag-grow na sana siya at may multi-millions na sana ako ngayon. Kasi it's millions to start with. So yun, nakakainis isipin, pero anong magagawa ko? Ano na nangyari na? Kung ibibenta ko naman yung mga bags ko ngayon, palugi. So wag na lang. So yun, at saka mahilig din ako mag-shopping, like yung mga damit, sapatos, accessories, mga ganyan. And may mentality din ako dati na ayokong inuulit yung sinusuot ko sa Facebook. So, yung ayaw mag-repeat outfit sa Facebook. So, which is really wrong. Ngayon ko lang siya na-realize. Kasi dati, before COVID, mahilig kami mag-overseas, mahilig kami mag-holidays, overseas trips, either to Ireland, kasi nga taga-Ireland si John, at ako, we either go to Ireland or the Philippines, at saka, or other countries na gusto namin puntahan. And we always made it what do you call this, parang ano na namin na we always go on holidays at least twice a year. So, and nakapag-cruise din kami to New Zealand, stopping at different countries. So yun, yung ginagawa ko dati, before going on holidays, nabibisi na ako, weeks before going on holidays, nabibisi na ako mag-pack up. Kasi gusto ko yung mga outfits na piniprepare ko for our holidays, dapat mostly bago or yung mga hindi pa post sa Facebook kasi nga ayoko mag-repeat outfit. So yun, hindi pa nga kami nakapag-holiday, hindi pa nga kami nakaalis, ang dami ko nang naigasto para lang sa mga outfits. So yun, again, wrong mentality siya. Which ngayon parang nakakainis nga isipin kasi ang dami kong mga nabili na hindi ko pa naisuot. But thankfully now I've come to my senses and na-eliminate ko na yung habit na yon. So yan, I've transformed 360 degrees from spender to saver na ngayon. So thanks to IMG. At isa din sa another sad realization din na I'm glad na nalaman ko na ngayon pero I wish I knew before was the realization na our financial house is actually weak. So ito nung nakita ko to sa MO, I was like, oh my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? Bakit ganito yung financial house namin? Kasi before IMG, I did not know anything about solid financial foundation. Yung alam ko lang is mag-invest ka sa properties, mag-invest ka sa real properties. Kasi yun naman, kasi parang, I don't know, but I think it's partly because of our culture in the Philippines na pag nasa abroad ka, pag maganda yung trabaho mo sa abroad, kailangan yung investments mo nasa real properties, either sa land or sa condos or sa house and lot or sa kahit sasakyan. So that's what I did when I started investing in 2013. I started with one condotel unit. So I bought a condotel unit sa Quest Hotel sa Cebu. Tapos a year after, I decided to buy another condo. This time, residential condo naman siya. And then after that, we bought another one and another one. And now we have 6 condo investments sa Cebu. So ayan, tapos malaki yung investments, tapos may kasamang utang kasi doon sa 6 na condos namin, 3 pa lang yung paid off. So hindi alam yung isipin ng mga tao, mayaman ako kasi may 6 condos, pero hindi lang nila alam na may kasama palang utang yun. So may binabayaran pa. Tapos walang masyadong emergency funds at underinsured din kami sa healthcare at sa insurance kasi yung healthcare namin dito lang sa Australia. Wala kaming healthcare sa Philippines. May mga properties kami doon, so we always go back to the Philippines. What if magkasakit kami na andun sa Philippines, 'di ba? So although may coverage naman siya na international yung healthcare namin dito, pero iba pa din pag yung coverage mo is nasa Philippines, less hassle. So yun, and another wake-up call then for me was realizing na we should have thought about estate planning and asset preservation. Like before IMG, like I didn't know anything. I didn't know the significance of estate planning and asset preservation until I took the IMG workshop 4. So doon parang pinukpok ako ng malaking martilyo kasi we have properties, we have investments. Paano pag may nangyari sa akin, if something happens to me or something happens to John or both of us, God forbid, and wala kaming estate planning, walang naka save na pera pangbayad ng estate taxes. Paano yung mga anak namin? Paano sila makakuha ng pera pambayad ng tax para ma-transfer sa kanila yung mga properties? So buti na lang talaga we didn't get to that part pa na kailangan mambenta ng mga properties para lang pangbayad ng taxes or para lang pambayad ng healthcare. So yun, I'm just lucky na we didn't get to experience that storm, the financial storm pa. So luckily I'm part of the IMG na I've come to realize these things, although embarrassing considering accountant pa naman ako. Akala ko matalino na ako, di ba? Kasi marami ng investments, marami nang natutunan, ang daming pinag-aralan, pero yun, financially illiterate pa din pala ako talaga. So nakakahiya man, pero at least it's never too late. I'm starting to fix our financial house and I'm starting to financially educate myself as fast as I can para ma-fix ko yung financial house namin. So when and why I joined IMG. I joined IMG last April, 4 months ago, but the first time I learned about IMG was back in 2019 when we stayed in Cebu for 8 months during my maternity leave. Kasi when I gave birth to Edna, I took 11 months maternity leave, and I spent 8 months of those 11 months in the Philippines, sa Cebu, para makapag-relax ako before going back to work. And doon sa maternity leave ko, na naging neighbor namin si Tito Noel Arendilla sa vacation home namin. And there was an outing that I got invited to sa board of trustees ng condo namin. So, and isa sa mga kasama namin was si Tito Noel. So, I Googled him and the other titos and titas na kasama namin sa trip. And yung lumabas for Tito Noel was the IMG Wealth Management, which was somehow based in the US. And ngayon ko lang actually siya napipiece together na dahil pala siya sa WSB at saka WFG. But that time, I thought yung IMG was just one of those wealth management companies na they only provide theories. Pagkatapos mo basahin, wala na. Ikaw na yung bahala kung saan mo i-apply yung mga natutunan mo, which is difficult. Like, saan ka pa maghahanap ng execution platform sa mga natutunan mo? Ang dami kong nabasa yung mga barefoot investor, ang dami kong nakikita sa YouTube na mga financial planning videos. Paano na? Alam mo nga, pero hindi mo naman alam kung saan mo execute, kasi maghahanap ka pa ng kung saan ka bibili ng tamang insurance, saan ka bibili ng mga mutual funds, mga ganon. So mahirap. So I didn't take that seriously kasi nga I thought it was just one of those companies. But for some reason, and I'd like to call it divine intervention, I Googled IMG ulit this April kasi, like I said, I'm still interested sa mga wealth management products, wealth management mga articles. And then when I re-Googled IMG, ito na yung nakita ko, yung financial literacy banner, yung 30M by 2030 campaign. And the mission to help financially educate Filipinos, ito yung nakakapag-motivate talaga sa akin. Kasi for how many years now, I kept telling my siblings, yung mga kapatid ko, kasi nga eldest ako, gusto ko na makapag-start sila na mag-save and mag-invest. Kasi they all have good jobs. Gusto ko naman na ma-protect yung pinaghirapan nilang pera, at gusto ko din na hindi lang ako yung may savings, hindi lang ako yung may investments. So I've been telling them to save, pero I always get a roadblock kasi nga sinasabi nila, ate, sige, mag-invest kami. Paano naman kami mag-invest? Wala naman kaming milyones para ipangbili ng kondo. Wala naman kaming 100,000 para i-deposit man lang ng kondo. So paano kami makapag-invest? So yun, napatigil ako kasi kasi yung alam ko dati was investment condo. Yun yung ginagawa ko eh. So paano ko, wala akong pang-rebuttal. Pag sinabi nilang mahirap ate, so wala akong pang-rebuttal kasi yung alam kong investments dati was only condo. So pag sinabi nilang, sige, mag-save kami ng 1,000 per pay. Paano namin i-invest yan? Hindi naman yan kasya pang deposit ng kondo. So yun, napatigil ako. So wala, hanggang doon lang. Until I saw this banner na financial literacy. So dito ko na siya, pinush talaga na financially educate yung sarili ko at yung mga kapatid ko. So yun, I tried to click nung become a member button ng landing page ng IMG. Pero it asked me for a sponsor code. So I reached out to Rachel, yung anak ni Tito Noel, kung may kilala siya dito sa Australia na active sa IMG para magpa-member ako under them. Pero wala siyang kilala, so she said she will ask Tito Noel. Pero while waiting for their feedback, nag-Google pa din ako at saka nag-search sa Facebook until I found Marilyn's Facebook page. So doon ko siya ni-reach out, and she was very quick naman din to answer my inquiries. So yun, hindi ako product ng pangungulit na follow-up. Product ako ng Facebook page and posting. So for those who feel na yung FB page nila or yung postings nila ay mga walang result, kahit palagi naman nagpo-post, tiis-tiis lang kasi I know minsan nakakapanghina talaga siya ng loob na palagi kang nagpo-post pero marami ngang nag-inquire pero hanggang how lang, di ba? Parang minsan nakakainis pero tiis-tiis lang talaga kasi who knows, baka yung next na mag-how nyo kagaya ko na, di ba? Kasi sabi ni Day Marilyn, ako daw yung nakapagpagising sa kanyang pagtulog sa IMG. So yun, I joined IMG April 4 and I attended my first MO April 7. So nag-join ako before MO. And doon ko na naintindihan sa MO talaga yung mga yung mission ng IMG, at doon ko na din na-realize na I had been practicing the poor money mindset and yung poverty formula and yung marami pang ibang embarrassing realizations. And from that on, I have been devoting my time to attend meetings kahit ang dami kong ginagawa dito. I attend meetings, trainings, workshops, tinapos ko yung workshops so I can financially educate myself because I saw na ang dami ko pa palang hindi alam. Kahit akala ko matalino ako, ang dami ko pang hindi alam. And so I wanted to financially educate myself and also help other people. Kasi ako nga na maraming napag-aralan, maraming hindi alam. Mas lalo pa siguro yung walang napag-aralan, di ba? So yun. And na-taproot din ako ni na Tito Benj and Tita Feli. So kaya yung pagka-missionary heart ko na-fired up talaga. Kasi sabi nga ni Tito Benj dati na I've been bitten by the missionary bug. And I think yung effect ng missionary bug andito pa din. So thank you Tito Benj. And so yung activities ko, I joined IMG April 4, then I finished my MD run in 17 days and I finished my SMD run in 47 days. At first, I thought hanggang MD lang talaga yung iraran ko kasi ang dami kong ginagawa dito. And kasi then, di ba, I wanted to help my family, my relatives, my friends. So I thought yung MD is very doable. So sa parents ko pa lang at saka sa siblings ko at mga cousins ko, solved na yung MD, solved na yung 5-5. Pero, and also I admit na when I started sharing and campaigning for the mission, I realized na it's easy to convince and bring people to the MO, pero pag nagtotalk na tayo ng execution, doon na yung lumalabas yung rejections, yung mga excuses, yung mga procrastinations, which nakakainis kasi ikaw na nag-share, alam mo na importante, pero sila parang ang daming excuses. Pero what do we do? Alangan naman, you can bring the horse to the river, but you can't force the horse to drink the water, diba? So yun, tiis-tiis lang. So yun, akala ko dati 5-5 lang talaga yung kaya ko. Pero hindi ko naman tinigil talaga, hindi ko naman kinlose talaga yung mind ko. I was thinking, kung makaya ko yung SMD, makaya ko. If not, okay lang din. At least I gave it my all. Pero what the big builders keep saying, dahil nag-attend na din ako ng mga trainings, yung mga sinasabi palagi na you are one share list away from your explosion is really true because I wouldn't have finished my SMD run in 47 days kung hindi dahil sa superstar share list ko na si Cousin Rose Miko na based in Qatar. I even remembered when I invited her to the MO, she was a bit skeptical kasi maraming mga scam na din siya na expose, so yun parang skeptical siya. Pero nag-attend pa din naman siya. I think parang courtesy na lang din yun niya sa akin kasi cousins kami. Parang ayaw niyang makahindi sa akin. So ayun, nag-attend siya. At the back of my mind, actually, I was thinking, hindi ko na lang siguro siya i-invite kasi I'm sure, I was thinking, hindi na siguro siya mag-join kasi established na siya, marami na okay naman yung status nila sa Qatar, tapos marami na din silang investment sa New Zealand. Tapos yun. So I thought kung inisip ko lang na hindi ko siya in-invite, wala sana akong share list. So wala sana akong explosion na share list. Pero since hindi ko masyadong in-entertain yung idea na yon, ayun, sinabi ko pa din sa kanya na, oy Cass, I've attended this MO and maganda siya, marami akong natutunan, you should attend as well. So yun, nag-attend siya kahit hindi ko nga siya nasamahan kasi based in Qatar siya, nag-attend siya ng 7 p.m. which is 12 midnight sa Philippines, which is 2 a.m. here sa Australia. So hindi ko siya nasamahan pero nag-attend pa din siya. And after the MO, she said that she will only do the mutual funds kasi nga may insurances na sila and investments sa New Zealand. Pero kasi gusto kong mag-join talaga siya para may kasama ako sa IMG na mag-mission. So I tried to explain to her na yung Kaiser talaga, yung IMG is full of learnings. Tapos yung Kaiser din para mag-own ka, kailangan mo din talaga siya kasi maganda yung product kasi 3-in-1 siya. And sinabi ko sa kanya na we are actually on the same boat kasi dito sa Australia, we also have our healthcare. Pero kumuha pa din ako kasi just in case we go to the Philippines, andun kami magkasakit. Tapos si John kinunan ko din kasi pag doon kami nagkasakit, malaking problema, di ba? Tapos if hindi naman magamit yung healthcare, may investment component naman siya. So walang tapon. So doon na-apply ko na yung natutunan ko sa WCS na 3Fs. So quick application. Parang tinry ko lang siya and nag-work naman, so which is good. So yun, so nag-join na noon siya at saka in-explore na din niya yung portal, tapos she started campaigning for the mission. So I feel so lucky na it didn't take long for me to get to find my explosion. But in saying that, gusto ko lang din i-highlight na dapat hindi natin i-judge yung share list natin. Kasi if I did, kung sakali lang sinabi ko hindi ko na talaga to i-invite kasi okay na sila. Mayaman na to, established na to, hindi na niya kailangan yung IMG. Hindi sana wala akong business partner ngayon na sobrang relentless. So yun, wag niyo pong i-prejudge yung share list niyo. Lagay lang ng lagay because you will never know. Baka yung plano mo pang i-judge, yun pa yung maging superstar mo. So in summary, ito yung so far mga strategies na ginamit namin sa team kaya na-achieve namin yung mga milestones so far kahit pa konti-konti. So when I got my access to the portal, I quickly tried to learn everything. Tapos we followed the 4 cornerstones of the system. So itong share list, doon ko na nalaman na dapat natutunan ko na hindi dapat i-judge yung share list, ilagay mo lang lahat ng gusto mong matulungan. Tapos ang approach mentality, dati nahihirapan ako sa approach mentality kasi hindi ako yung extrovert. Tahimik lang ako, para akong lata na pag hindi mo pinatiran, pag hindi mo ginalaw, hindi tutunog. Yun, so parang I enjoy my own company. Parang ganon. Pero pag nasa IMG ka, kailangan mo mag-reach out, kailangan mo mag-open up. Pero dahil sa WCS, natutunan ko na yung approach mentality. So, tapos pag hindi pa ako pinansin, I just try not to get too affected, especially when I get rejections. Although I admit na at first, it was really a struggle kasi I took it personally, especially if sin-zoned nila ako. So, pero now, after listening to the Leaders Call trainings, mga sharings, I came to realize na yung nire-reject pala ng mga friends ko, ng mga ina-approach ko is actually just the concept kasi hindi pa nila naintindihan. Hindi pa nila alam kung ano talaga yung tinuturo natin sa IMG. Wala namang telegraphic memory or wala namang telegraphic understanding yung mga tao na isang beses mo i-approach, maintindihan. So, yun na lang iniisip ko. Hindi ako yung personally na nire-reject nila. Yung nire-reject nila now is just a concept kasi hindi pa nila masyadong naintindihan. So yun yung pangpakalma ko. Tapos yung follow-up and closing mentality. I admit at first nahihiya akong mag-follow up. But eventually, sa kakatan ko din ng mga meetings, I realized na if we really love what we do and if we really believe in the mission, dapat hindi natin sukuan ang mga share list natin. Kasi lalo na pag hindi pa nila alam yung tinuturo natin. So yun, wag sukuan tapos only follow up lang, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila ng mga big 3 na pag follow up at least 7 times. Kung sa 7th time hindi pa din, follow up ka ng 8th time. Only follow up lang until i-block ka sa Facebook. Wala pa namang nang block sa akin. So yun. And yung presentation mentality din. Itong presentation mentality, since I'm extremely busy, what we do sa team is we leverage sa centralized TRM MOFC. Nakapag-attend nga ako ng si Miss Monique yung speaker kasi sinamahan ko yung guest ko. So yun, kasi to be honest, SMD na ako pero hindi ko pa talaga kaya pang mag-MO. So thank God sa TRM centralized MOFC, we can use it para ma-share ang mission na hindi na hindi ko pa siya talaga kailangan gawin, pero I know Tito Bench, kakayanin ko na, pag-aaralan ko na. So sobrang busy lang talaga, pero what I do to compensate doon sa mga hindi ko nagawa na dapat ginawa kong MO, to compensate, ako yung nagpa-financial check-up and blueprint sa mga guest ko at saka mga guest ng team ko. So, yun, yung to compensate sa mga hindi ko nagawa, nagpa-financial check-up and blueprint ako. So, ayan, we've been encouraging everyone in our team to have these mentalities. We have a group chat na ang ingay kasi doon kami nag-update. Tapos, we also have the, tapos yung sa group chat din namin, we have that flat structure. So kahit sino makakapag-update, kahit sino makakapag-remind about the meetings, the trainings, and the activities. At ito din yung 4 cornerstones of building. Kasi di ba yung recruiting mentality. So kasi ano tawag nito? Kasi sa recruiting mentality, kasi sa IMG, we are campaigning for the financial literacy. So one measure na success yung pag-campaign mo sa particular na share list na yon is pag na-recruit mo siya into IMG. Because meaning, naintindihan na niya yung mga tinuturo sa IMG. So yung recruiting mentality talaga, ini-encourage namin. Kasi kahit yung ibang members namin marami pang, ayoko mag-recruit, ayokong ganyan, ayokong ganito. Pero ini-encourage namin kasi nga, we are financially educating people. And you can't really say na you've educated your friend, you're financially educated your friend if hindi siya nag-join kasi wala di ba? So yun, tapos yung fast start mentality din, kasi dito natin makikita kung sino sa mga na-recruit natin yung gustong maging investor lang, yung behind the scenes lang, or kung sino yung gustong gawin yung mission at saka yung business. Then yung teamwork mentality at saka yung meeting mentality. So yun, thanks to the system, we were able to achieve results kahit wala ako masyadong time, makikita pa din na may results kami. Tapos, and ito, like I said earlier, yung leaders call, dito kami kumukuha ng daily dose of inspiration and motivation. Tapos yung financial workshops, tapos yung wealth creation system kasi nga ang dami kong hindi nalalaman. So ina-encourage namin itong mga workshops and WCS na webinars sa portal at saka itong recorded na LC trainings. And of course itong mga courses na offered by our partner companies. I feel so lucky and blessed na even if 4 months pa lang ako sa IMG, kahit hindi pa ako masyadong matagal sa IMG, I still get to enjoy the same benefits na na-enjoy ng mga lumang tao sa IMG. Kasi 'di ba, hindi mo kasi kung sa corporate world ka, kung baguhan ka, kung junior ka lang talaga. Yung mga benefits doon sa mga senior, sa mga management, sila yung makakapag-avail sa mga progressions, yung mga junior na nali-left out. Pero sa IMG, kahit bago pa lang ako, I got the opportunity to take the AFP course, which is really great. Tapos ito ding mga Manila bankers na prepare to pass course kasi from my share list, marami talagang gusto mag-invest na pero yung budget lang talaga yung medyo kulang pa. So I really wanted to be an underwriter para ma-offer ko na din itong Manila Bankers product kasi especially doon sa mga medyo nahihirapan or namamahalan sa Kaiser. Tapos itong Trainer Academy at saka sa Dominate tool. Sino ba naman mag-aakala na pwede ka palang mag-email blast ng how many to how many people. So yun, magandang so dito talaga sa IMG, it's like as long as I feel na as long as you have the hunger to learn, you will really grow. And like what I always hear is the more you learn, the more you earn, which is really true. And everything is already there. Everything is already provided to us. It's just a push. You just need to push the button. You just need to be hungry to learn. So yun. And yung struggles ko, my biggest struggles ko talaga in campaigning for this mission is my time. Like I said earlier, ang dami kong ang dami kong ginagawa, may full-time work ako, may 2 kids ako, tapos especially now na lockdown pa dito, nag-home learning yung year 1 student ko na si Rachel. So she has a full day na learning activities na I had to squeeze into 2 hours para makomplete ko yung learning activities niya and makapag-send ako ng report to her teacher. So that's another, nagti-teach pa ako. So yun, tapos yung work ko din is it's a big company, so yung demand sa work, yung stress sa work is also high. Tapos wala akong yaya or wala akong maid dito. So sariling sikap. Ako yung nagluluto, naglalaba, namamalansya, naglilinis akin lahat. Tapos yung ambience din namin, minamanage ko din siya, ino-oversee ko din siya. So doon pa lang, sobrang busy ko na talaga. I feel like I have 4 jobs in one day. Pero okay lang. But because like I really want to do the IMG financial literacy mission, I just have to find ways. Parang BDO lang, we find ways. So it's really true na kapag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, you will always find a way. So yun, despite my crazy busy schedules, I try to squeeze time to attend the meetings, to do the financial checkup for myself, for my guests, and for my team's guests. Tapos, I remember there was one time na nag-financial checkup ako na umabot ng 3 a.m. kasi dahil sa time difference. So, and ang ending pa nun is hindi pa siya nag-join kasi marami pa daw siyang kailangan unahin. So that's another struggle ko din, yung rejections. But parang na mold na yung personality ko ngayon na hindi ko na tinitake too seriously yung rejections. I still follow up, but I also move on to my next share list kasi 'di ba it's a numbers game. Tapos I finished my SMD run quick, but it didn't come easy kasi we also encountered a technical and legal issue kasi may problema sa isang member namin, and buti na lang din si Cas Rosemay ko na SMD na ngayon at si Tita Juliet hindi sila stop dahil sa problem na ito. So the problem involved technical and legal issues which delayed our SMD promotions. Pero long story short, natagalan yung SMD promotions namin. Pero one thing na we learned from this problem was when doing this mission, there will really come a time na you will meet roadblocks, yung mga things na beyond our control, and how you handle these problems will affect your team and will affect how they see the mission. Kasi kung may roadblock, it's up to you how you deal about it. Kung itong roadblock, titigil ka ba dyan sa harap ng roadblock or maghahanap ka ng way to go about it? Aakyat ka ba or dito ka sa kabila dadaan? So yung pinagsasank ko lang is sina Ma'am Faith, sina Tita Feli, and Tito Bench, at pati na din si Tito Noel were very helpful to resolve the issue. So even if may delays, na-resolve naman din at nakahabol kami sa SMD promotions para sa gala night natin sa convention. So, happy days pa din. And di ba nga, patibayan ng loob dito sa IMG. So, continue running lang the mission, and may mga problema pero ma-fix din yon eventually. So, yon. And my achievements so far, sorry, last 2 slides na lang. My achievements so far, itong financial education. What I've learned so far has been very important kasi nga akala ko matalino na ako pero hindi pala. So ang dami kong mga wake-up call na mga concepts na dapat noon ko pa nalaman. And I'm so glad na now I'm part of IMG, I'm slowly fixing our financial house. So now I have a clear financial blueprint. Meron akong ganito kasi hindi ko alam ang ganito dati. Nagta-trial and error lang ako. So now I have a clear blueprint na I need to follow para makapag-retire ako ng maaga, may peace of mind, na pag-retire ko, hindi ako manlilimos sa mga anak ko. Tapos, may peace of mind din ako na mapoprotect ko at mapapreserve namin yung assets and investments namin and mapamana namin sa mga anak namin at sa mga anak pa nila. So hindi masayang yung mga pinaghirapan namin. At saka, and this is actually the reason why, bakit ngayon ka lang ang title ng sharing ko? Because I wish I knew about this dati pa. I wish someone has brought me to IMG in 2004 before I had my first job. Sana I would have learned how to manage my money properly. Sana hindi ako nag-trial and error sa mga investments ko. So yon, ang financial education. Tapos, I mentioned earlier na I finished my SMD run na. Tapos, ngayon, I have my direct SMD na rin. Si SMD Rosemay na based in Qatar. Tapos, we also have 7 MDs, pero actually, they should have been updated. May dalawa pang additional na MD kasi today lang na ipaprocess ni Cas Rosemay, hindi pa namin nagawa ng poster. So yan, I have a direct SMD na, and we are slowly building our MD factory. So yung first MD ko was si Raisa, yung kapatid ko na naging exchange leg ko kay Marilyn. Tapos yung pinsan ko na OFW sa Hong Kong, si Nelby, tapos si Marijin na classmate ko, tapos si Maribel. So yun, yung achievements ko so far, I've only been with IMG for 4 months, pero I can tell, or I can tell to people na I've helped already many people. Kasi may SMD na ako, marami na kaming MDs, meaning marami na kaming financially educate. So 4 months pa lang yan. So hopefully we can continue doing this. And even if part-time lang ako, marami pa din akong natulungan. So para-paraan lang talaga. And my vision and my aspirations. Yung my biggest why talaga is the mission. Kasi I want to be a part of the solution to the problem. I want to help financially educate as many Filipinos as possible. Kasi we need to break the cycle of poverty in the Philippines. Kasi alam naman natin na mostly sa mga Filipinos, mostly sa atin, mga hardworking, madiskarte, pero ang dami pa ding nagre-retire na walang ipon, ang dami pa ding nagre-retire na umaasa sa ayuda, ang dami pa ding nagre-retire na nang hahasol sa mga anak nila. Kung pwede naman nating paghandaan, why not? So ito, gusto ko talagang maging part ng solution. And ito din, God willing, I want to one day be able to build a foundation or charity for homeless, jobless women with children. Just like yung nasulat ko sa sarili ko when I did my letter to my future self, I've always wanted to help these people kasi I'm a mother myself, and I know how difficult it is to look at your child starving, to look at your child na walang damit, walang natutulugan, nauulanan pag natulog, di ba? And I know na kung may choice lang sana sila, mas gugustuhin din talaga nilang maging maayos yung buhay nila at makapag-provide sila sa mga anak nila. Sino ba namang ina ang hindi gustong mapaayos yung buhay ng anak nila, di ba? But the sad reality is, we live in a very judgmental society. Kung sino yung mahirap, kung sino yung hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, sila pa yung ayaw bigyan ng trabaho kasi hindi marunong, sila pa yung inaapak-apakan, edi mas lalong naghihirap, di ba? So, hopefully, I can help some of them and provide them a decent shelter or some sort of livelihood program para mabigyan nila ng maayos na buhay yung mga anak nila. And I know this is a big ask kasi hindi naman ako si Corina Sanchez, hindi naman ako si Sharon Cunita, pero di ba sabi nila, pag nangarap ka, lakihan mo na. So ito, nilalakihan ko yung pangarap ko, gusto kong makapagpatayo ng foundation. Who knows, someday maging totoo, di ba? And like they said, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you will still land amongst the stars. So yun, nilakihan ko na yung pangarap ko. And ito, if there's a will, there's a way talaga. So there's always a way to there's always a way to reach out and love. And so, like I always tell my team, para-paraan lang talaga. And that's what I always tell people when they ask me how you do all that you do. para-paraan lang. Yun. And yan na po ang last ng sharing ko. Sorry, napahaba po may intermission pa kanina.
Okay, ayan. Pusuan naman natin si Miss Rogelie. Napaka-inspiring. So, before I call in Ate Feli and Kuya Bench, let me call in the CEO of your CEO, Faith Puno, for a 2-minute reaction. And by the way, let's make it simultaneous with the picture taking. Kindly open your video so we could take a picture of you. Okay, Sis Faith, go ahead. Ayan, bigyan po natin ng heart. Ayan, very good. Or thumbs up sa sharing ni Miss Rogelie. Napaka-inspiring. If there's a will, there's a way.
Ayan. Good afternoon, everybody. Of course, congratulations, Rogelie, for taking the challenge. And of course, this is the second time I've heard your story, but you're still very, very inspiring. And we're very grateful that you're part of the team. Siyempre, di ba, yung first na talagang nakilala mo is Sir Noel Arandilla eh. Paano pa ba yung chance namin doon, di ba? But we're blessed that nahanap mo yung page ni Marilyn and you're part of the team. Of course, sabi nga nila, di ba, if you want to be successful, you have to pay the price in full and in advance. And if you're gonna look at Rogelie, she's a very successful woman actually. But dahil may dream siya, she's paying the price in full by multitasking. Hindi talaga siya mapipigilan. So super galing and alam ko personally how dedicated she is. Talagang kahit madaling araw, minsan may message na lang yan, Ma'am Faith, time out muna, hindi na gumagana yung utak ko. But pag may gusto siyang ma-achieve, talagang tinatapos na yun. So walang excuse para sa ating lahat na hindi makamit yung mga success na naabot ng bawat isa sa atin dito, lalo na yung mga, of course, yung mga builder na. And like Rogelie, she's been here for 4 months, but clear din kasi yung why niya eh. Napakaklaro ng why niya. She's also very coachable. Talagang kung siguro makikilala mo siya at ikaw yung kapitbahay niya sa Cebu eh, hindi mo i-approach yan kasi mayaman na yan eh. But it's also a realization that even a person looking outside na maganda na yung buhay will be still needing our help. Diba? Yung education, yung information na tinuturo natin is really for everybody. So tama siya, never ever judge a person. Kahit may pera na, kahit mukhang mayaman, di ba? Artista, di ba? Sabi nga nila, artista nga, rumarakit pa, tayo lang mga mukhang artista. Hindi raket. Alright, so yun, I'm very proud of you. I'm sure hindi matatapos sa SMD ang laban na to dahil sa puso mo, we will reach the CEO, di ba? Hanggang EVC, tuloy-tuloy ang SEVC dahil sa puso mo. Congratulations, and I'm very, very proud of you. Of course, congrats to the team, LMS, Lara, Morris, and Shab team. Yan lang po, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, Ma'am Faith.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Sis Faith. Let me call in our Amang Hari and Inang Reyna, Kuya Bench, and Ate Feli Santiago.
Ayan, grabe. Thank you so much, Rog, for sharing your story dito sa Partners Training. So sabi mo nga na wala naman masyadong, hindi pa mahaba yung journey mo sa IMG. Pero what I saw is your humility. And your, yun na nga, di ba, na hindi mo kailangan gawin ng IMG, but your missionary heart, yun talaga yung sa puso ko din na dito sa IMG, ang importante is, di ba, yung willingness natin na tumulong sa ibang tao, lalong-lalo na, di ba? Unang-una sa pamilya natin, and talagang no family left behind. So, sabi nga ni Faith, di ba? Mayaman ka na, nasa iyo na lahat. Bakit pa mag-IMG, di ba? Pero yun na nga, dahil nga sa mission and yung realization, parang ako din na kala mo tuloy-tuloy yung pera, tapos biglang buti ka nga, hindi mo pa na-encounter yung mga financial storms. Pero hintayin mo pa ba mangyari yun bago ka magising? So, Ang ganda-ganda ng journey mo actually, ng story mo, na I'm sure everybody here is inspired, and I know you will be one of our giant builders, not because you want to be SEVC or what, but because you just want to help people. So thank you so much for your, ang ganda-ganda ng journey mo, and ang dami-dami na-inspire. To, katabi ko nga si Chay, sabi niya, ang galing-galing naman niya, Mami.
Thank you po, Tita
So,
Feli.
see you in Australia.
Yes, magkapit-bahay na. Malapit lang tayo. 10 minutes
Yeah,
lang.
baka next year, hopefully, makapunta na ulit kami dyan. Okay, that's it. Si
Thank
Amang
you,
Hari
Tita
naman.
Feli.
All right, thank you very much, Rogelie, no? And super amazed ako sa yung journey as a person, and in IMG, though it's just about 4 months, you're one of the fastest movers and shakers in the Truly Rich Makers in IMG, no? And I just like to highlight yung napulot ko sa iyo ngayong araw na to, no? I guess your generosity and humility comes from your upbringing, no? Doon sa storya mo, yung tatay mo, no? Pag uuwi siya, bagaman hindi naman talaga siya mayaman, no? Kasi security guard, no? And people even look down on security guards. But when he goes home twice a month, ang dami niyang dala, not just for you, the entire family, but pati neighbors, no? So that's generosity. And I think that's what you picked up from your father, and now you're using that, no? That attitude, that behavior of helping a lot of people, not by bringing food, but even better than that, no? By making sure that they will have food forever, generations to generations. Thank you very much for your sharing, Rogelie. And of course, I'd like to acknowledge, no, yung pinsan mo, yan, nasa screen ko rin, no, si Rosemi, who is equally a generous, humble missionary of IMG and the entire team mo. And of course, that is the common trait of all the TRM, I believe, no? Tama ba ako, mga ka-TRM? Tayo'y humble and generous, which is demonstrated in the sharing of Rogelie today. And just a flashback, no? I look at my notes. I hope you took notes, no? Just like what I do. And I look back, August 27, 2020. The sharer was Chai Santiago. And her topic was ikigai, no? Finding your purpose, finding what makes you click, no? And then using that capability to serve. And I believe it's equally parallel to what you have shared, Rogelie, today. So I hope all of us, no, who have listened and been inspired by Rogelie today will continue to do what we do, dahil ang dami pa talaga nating dapat matulungan, no? Milyon-milyon pang Pilipino ang naghihirap, no? Si Rogelie hindi yan naghihirap, ang dami niyang property sa Cebu. And ang kaya pa nating ma-touch base are people who really are really down in their finances. Si Rogelie, sabi niya nga, no, it's just we just need to make sure we continue to approach, to post, no? Kasi who knows, yung maghahanap, yung post mo ang makita at ma-inspire to really do IMG. At yon, matutulungan mo yung ibang makakita ng post mo, pati sarili mo, no? So it's very, very fruitful last Friday of the month. And I'm excited for all of you who have stayed. Naka-reach tayo ng mga 560 kanina, and we now went down to less than less than 500. Siguro a-attend na ng leaders call, no? So I hope all of us who stayed in this meeting will put into action what we have learned today. Kasi useless then, we are inspired, pero hanggang inspiration. There should be perspiration na tatrabahuin natin to kasi napakaganda talaga ng mission natin at napaka-importante ito sa buhay ng kahit sino. Yung matalino, akala nila matalino na sila, kagaya ni Rogelie, alam niya CA siya di ba? Akala niya, alam niya na lahat. Meron pa pala tayong matutulungan na hindi talaga alam anong tamang paghawak ng kanilang kapirahan. So, mabuhay tayong lahat. Let's go for the win. Maximize natin yung double points until the end of this month. And I'm excited for all of you who are not yet MD, maging MD minimum, and maging SMD. We still have 5 days or 4 days to go. No? So fight for it, and hopefully we all finish this month with a big bang. All right, back to you, beautiful host, Joanne Kinal and Monica Adriano. And by the way, let's offer a prayer continuously for all our members who have been sick, and protection na hindi tayo magkasakit, and of course sa mga mahal natin sa buhay na medyo I don't know kung sino mang palad o minabuting palad kasi nasa piling na sila nila Lord. Continuously pray, especially for the mom of Monique, no? In spite of the fact that her mom just died recently, still continue to serve. So Monica, we love you, and God bless you more. All right, back to you.
Okay, ayan. So before we end, Miss Rogelie, you will do the whoosh later on. I'll turn you over to Sis Anne for some announcements po.
Yan, thank you so much po, Miss Rogelie, sa iyong napakaganda at super inspiring na partners training today talaga. Sulit po ang ating oras na ginugol sa iyong training. Yan, so please do not forget our MD and SMD training tomorrow. It's 10 a.m. Saturday, and syempre our Kaiser training 2 p.m. Fast Start training 2 p.m., Kaiser training at 5 p.m. and most 18 at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. So see you tomorrow sa ating mga trainings. Back to you po, Miss Monique.
Okay, ayan. So on behalf of Captain Ben Santiago with his first officer, Ate Feli Santiago, this is your host, Monica Adriano, with my lovely co-host, Sis Anne Kinal, saying mabuhay at maraming salamat po. Magkita-kita po tayong uli next Friday for the Partners Training, the Happiness Partners Training here on Earth. Okay, so let's all do the whoosh. Kindly unmute all your audio and bring all the kids with you. Miss Rogelie, do the honors. Do the whoosh, please. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Whoosh.